With my speech, I just want to tell a short joke. A doctor comes to a patient and says, I have a good message and a bad message. The good message is, you have one more day to live. The bad message, I forgot to tell it yesterday. So after that, I want to start with my speech. I believe that most of you know the famous phrase at the beginning of all Star Trek movies. These are the voyages of Starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission to seek out new worlds, new civilization and new life, to boldly go where no man has gone before. Well, unfortunately, I have to admit that I have never found strange new worlds or new lives or even new civilizations. However, I do very much believe in the basic idea behind that sentence. That basic idea is get out there, be adventurous, or in other words, get off to new adventures. Well, the first years of my life were probably not too adventurous. I have been born in Germany 20 years ago, and I have been living in Munich since I was 5 years old. Some of you may know Munich from the soccer club or the Oktoberfest. My first small encounter with adventure was probably in school. It was music. When I was in my first year of primary school, I started playing the violin, a very beautiful instrument. However, I do believe that in the first years of me playing the violin, one could probably hardly recognize the masterpieces that I performed. However, the more I exercised, the better I got and the more fun and adventure it was. Especially when I started playing in the school and later in the university orchestra. Still, doesn't sound too much of an adventure? Well, maybe I thought the same. That's why when I was 16 years old, I moved to Great Britain, to Scotland to be exact, for 4 months. I was living there with a family in a very small village right in the south of Scotland and went to a local high school. It was very lovely indeed. I mean, have a look at the picture. Most importantly, however, it was the first time in my life that I spent months away from my family, living totally on my own. However, after I came back, in the last years of my high school in Germany, I had an even bigger adventure. I became a delegate at the European Youth Parliament. Probably most of you are asking yourself right now, what the hell is the European Youth Parliament? Well, basically, at the European Youth Parliament, students from all over Europe come together in order to simulate the European Parliament. We discuss, we negotiate, we hold speeches, and most importantly, of course, we party. I can tell you, it was such a great adventure meeting all these nice, smart, bright guys from all over Europe. And most importantly, we had sessions all over Europe as well. In Berlin, Czech Republic, Netherlands, Switzerland. The adventure got even bigger when I moved on to Model United Nations. For those of you who may not know, Model United Nations, or short MUN, are a simulation of the United Nations. Their students take the role of ambassadors to the United Nations and represent their countries. Suddenly, I started meeting people not just from Europe, but from all over the world. Also, I had the opportunity to go to places all over the world. Great Britain, Belgium, Israel. I can tell you, it was definitely a great adventure. However, unfortunately, I could obviously not spend all my time at EYPs or MUNs. And at some time, my high school also kind of came to an end. So, what now? Well, I decided to study law. And being adventurous, I decided to study law in Freiburg. Freiburg is a small, very nice and very beautiful town close to Switzerland and France. It has a very famous and traditional law college. And most importantly, of course, it has the best wine in the whole of Germany. Of course, some of you might say, law, that is not an adventure. Well, let me personally assure you, it definitely is. My study of law was even more adventurous, as for the last 1.5 years I had the opportunity to work for one of the brightest and smartest legal scholars in the whole of Germany. That guy. He also happens to be the president of the German Constitutional Court. After I studied for 2 years, I decided that it was time again to being adventurous, and I decided to study 1 year abroad. As I have been to most European countries, I decided to go somewhere I have never went before, Asia. After long and hard deliberations, I decided to study for 1 year in Taipei. So here I am, tackling my biggest adventure so far, living up to the voyages of Starship Enterprise by holding my C1 speech. Thank you very much.